what's happening culturally in Europe, what's their crack.
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome back to Instructions for Humanity. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Awesome. I am so happy to be here with you all this evening. Let's go ahead and get the comments popping, guys. Go ahead and shout out your city, shout out your country, your state, your mood, your vibe, how you're feeling this evening. There's a kind of a lot to go over. I don't have anything in particularly planned, but see, I know that source will just let us know what is happening. I actually do have 2 videos, short videos that I want to show you guys. We need to literally open this thing up a little bit more. The Bohemian Grove. This is what we're going to talk about, because at the crux of the Bohemian Grove, the cremation ceremony, the festival of lights, it's everything that's happening on the world stage. The Epstein files are wrapped up in the Bohemian Grove. Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk's, obsession with his blood and body parts. We're going to get there. I think we've been talking about it, but, kind of the new world order that's happening. The markets are tanking, going back to the Rothschilds. I'm going to take a very a different approach than a lot of channels, because, we have been tracking this thing, with our spiritual eye. And so remember when I tell you guys, everything is everything. Come on, Lauren. Come on, Lauren Hill. You guys listen to that song. Everything is everything. I love that song because it is so true. Man, you were before your time. So anywho, guys, welcome in. And we always wait till we get about 40, 50 people in the building before we start. So guys, if you do not want to wait until we get that amount of people, just know that I'm going to be talking and setting up the stage until it's time to start the broadcast, guys. But in the meantime, in between time, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tahira, Mother of the Ages. I am a supernatural quantum healer. I am a clinical hypnotherapist by trade. I specialize in spiritual hypnosis, past life regression, quantum healing, where I literally go in to help you get free from, the entities or the energy that has been plaguing your soul for a very long time. You can take a look. I have a whole playlist with all of my sessions on the channel. And guys, it truly is supernatural. Whew. Guys, this is going to be a good one because the energy is just, there's a lot. There's a lot happening. And if you were here with me yesterday and you saw the removal that we did yesterday, it's in alignment with the Bohemian Grove. Because at the crux of the Bohemian Grove is the deities that they serve and they give the offerings to. This is why this world will never be right until you see this truth. And once you see this truth, you will never be able to unsee it. So I want to thank you for all of my beautiful subscribers who send me, messages and send me things to watch and things to bring here, to you guys as well. So I do want to say that. And okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. Just a few more announcements, and then we should have enough people to go ahead and start. And guys, I'm bringing back my quantum telepathic healing and psychic development course, where you get to apprentice with me and pick my brain, learn what it is that I know. And I'm going to like quantum leap you guys there. So you do not have to like do the slow learning like I had to do over all the years and all of the schooling and everything. We're just going to go right into literally how I heal. And I have broken this down into a course where you learn about 20 different quantum healing modalities, if not more. And we're going to learn everything from your psychic senses, chromotherapy, telepathy, psychokinesis, quantum healing anatomy, chakras, meridians, source codes, Akashic records, light language activations. I'm going to give that activation. I'm going to give a third eye activation, right? I'm going to do some hypnosis in between. This is how you're going to learn this thing. We're going to go right into the subconscious mind so that you guys can have a rapid shift, right? And there's so much more. I'm going to give you guys scripts on how to do this, right? So what to look for, the body scan, how to perform the quantum body scan. We're going to be learning how to remove entities and energies. Yes, you're going to be the healer in your family, guys. Over 350 pages now of workbook content, over 24 video lessons, audio workbooks, and all of this is yours to keep forever and ever. And so it is a tool and a resource. So when you need it again, you have it. You are becoming your own shaman. That is the goal. You are the first point of contact. You are your own healer. And this is what I want to help turn you guys into. And that is that, guys. So if you're interested, there is a link down below to book a free 20-minute consultation with me, and I'll go over the entire program with you. You can also email me for the official flyer, instructions, the number 4, humanity@gmail.com. Let go. All right, guys. Lord, this is exhausting. Hi, everyone. Oh, I forgot to get into the comments. Hi, Denise. Hi, Gail. Hi, Keisha. Hi, beautiful Natalie. Hi. Who else is here? Tahoe Blue. Hi, guys, and everyone else that will be joining in a moment. Vicky is here in the house. Tracy's in the house. Welcome in. Oh, Teresita, girl. I got one of the videos you sent me today. Yes, and if I haven't got to your video, I will be getting to the video. Guys, also too, I forgot to tell you guys this. Please, you can join the Patreon, guys. So if you want to give back to the channel, which is really given to yourself, because my Patreon is not like a lot of people. So I have the tier 2, which is the Cosmic Ministry, where you guys will get to meet with me several times a month on Zoom, where we can, meditate. We can pray, we can hold the light frequency, we can share source codes. I'm going to be doing a lot of channeling from source. And we are, it's for the people who maybe you don't resonate with the regular church but you still want a place to belong to, and where, you can expand out your knowledge, about source and the universe. And that's what we're going to do in the Cosmic Ministry. So that is very beautiful. And, help yourself, help me, all at the same time. I like to always bring you guys value. So you can check out the Patreon, and the link is in the description box, guys. There's 3 tiers for you guys. And do not worry, for the ones of you who signed up early, I do see you guys. I tried to send you guys a message, but I couldn't quite get the message through the Patreon. I'm still learning that. So just know that I see you. I appreciate you guys. And I will be posting the link to our first Cosmic Ministry meetup, which will happen on Friday the 13th, right? And so we're gonna take that day, and and we're gonna make that day a good day and forget about the bad omen, because that's a lie. Because the Christ had 12 disciples and he was the number 13, and the clock has 12 numbers, and the dot in the middle is the number 13, and there's 12 dimensions that people know, but the Christ energy sits above on the 13th dimension. You get where I'm going? I think it might be just a very powerful day to channel the Christ energy and source consciousness. So that's what we're going to do. And over the weekend, I will plan to create some videos and some lives. I'll definitely do a live on Sunday in the Patreon for all the Patreon members on any tier. So I've said that. Now, let's see, guys. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So here's the thing. Let's get into this Bohemian Grove. Listen, guys. All I'm going to do is just start to play the video, because at this point, we've already said this. I just happened to find this by doing the psychic investigation on, Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk and all of that. I just happened to find it that way. But this information has been out there, that they've been sacrificing children to Moloch and Baal. I had no idea, because I didn't even know what Bohemian Grove was. I just knew what source was saying. So everything we've been talking about on this channel has been verified. Natalie, how do I get to the Patreon? My dear, sweetest Natalie, I will email you. She said, I'm so clueless. Don't you worry, my dear. I will email you. Okay, perfect. So, and Natalie, we had a very beautiful session earlier. Oh my God, guys. Natalie's session was so good. Natalie did some healing for the divine feminine in the session. It was powerful. And to the point, guys, let me just say this, to the point. Everything is everything. Let me just lay it down. I'm trying to keep the structure of a proper video. No, I'm just about to lay this down to you guys right now, and then we're going to watch these clips. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. There is a new system that is about to turn online. I've been talking about it, right? Right now we have the crash. What did I say? I did this video right before this psychic investigation started. I said the market crash that's heard around the world. I already knew that this was coming. I've already said it. It's a 1929 style crash, the Great Depression. And so when I had a client session and he went under hypnosis, he had lost a lot of money from his clients in the crash, because everybody was calling, they want to sell, they want to get out, Well, he actually stayed in, and by 1932, everything recovered and it was fine. So right now, the crash, guys, the crash can only be the crash if you crash out. We've already been through this in history, but I'm going to tell you what's happening. The Rothschilds, we found out the Rothschilds were behind the 1929 crash, and they are behind this crash. And what happens every time there's a crash? There is a new world order, a new world system. So I am here to tell you that, in fact, this crash is to prepare for the new world order that J.D. Vance seems to just go ahead and say willy-nilly.
What's happening culturally in Europe, what's their crackdowns on free speech. They just look less and less like we do.
Yeah.
And there's a real question about whether there's a massive shift happening now in terms of world alliances long term.
Well, there's definitely, I think, a new world order. I think the president has sought to it. There's a new world order in trade. There's a new world order in globalization and the way that we invest in our economy versus, foreign supply chains. there's a new world order, and that the president is willing to shake up some old alliance structures. I mean, NATO, I think, is much different because of the president's leadership than it was 10 years ago. It was sort of coasting. It was effectively a protectorate of the United States of America. Obviously, you saw what happened in Venezuela. So, yeah, the president is putting a stamp on world history, but fundamentally in an America First way.
Ha! Ah, sorry. I just had to get something out of my throat because he's putting a stamp on America First. Guys, here's the thing. Let me level with you guys. Do you know what we're experiencing right now? It's the same thing. The same video. If you go back to the video I did on New Year's Eve, I told you guys we were dealing with principalities and powers of darkness in high places, evilness and wickedness in high places. What we are experiencing right now is it's the end of an age. Over 2,000 years, your soul has been at this. It's been at this for over 2,000 years. And where we have come to is everything is hit ahead where the collective, this is all collective reading now, the collective humanity has wised up to the game. The collective humanity has seen behind the curtains, has understood that the Wizard of Oz was just a man, standing on some soapboxes with a microphone or a megaphone. The collective has come to this gnosis. But at the same time, what we have is the old power structure that is literally fighting us tooth and nail, because the whole thing is this. If they lose, it's the end of their timeline. Repeat it. If they lose, it's the end of their timeline. They are extinct. These are not only the reptilians, but these are the ancients that we've always been talking about, the Nephilim and all of this. It's the same energies, guys. It just cycles. What's happening now? We're about to repeat history with the New World Order. Nothing new under the sun. It's all the same stuff. But the collective has said, hey, we don't want this no more. So we're in a battle, guys. It's a holy war happening. We're in war. We're at war. Forget about World War III, which has already started when COVID came out. It has already started. World War III is a war that will continually go on until their new system is in place. This is what Source is saying in this moment. And so you have to look evil in the eye and say, not today, Satan. This is what is happening. And all of these people in the Ep files, when you trace their lineage back, they're all cousins. They're all related. I don't care what president. I don't care what royalty. I don't even care if they're of another race, like Meghan Markle or like Obama. Well, they're not another race. They're half and half. They're all still related. All of these people. Are some better than others? Yes. Do some have hearts? Yes. But the bottom line is that the Bohemian Grove, the sacrifice, the rituals, they have to do it because their bloodline is in bed with Moloch and Baal and Satan and Yaldabaoth and what, Beelzebub, that one too. They have no choice because it's bloodline. I didn't know I was going to say that. Source is really, really wants us to know why. Remember, we ask questions, right? Why? They have to because it's in their bloodline. And let's take a look at this. 1 second.
Peter, you've witnessed children being sacrificed at the Grove?
You know, I did. And I've made this very public. It's revolving around the case, the missing child case of Kevin Collins. And if anybody looks it up on the internet, they still say that it's an unsolved case. I've been to law enforcement in San Francisco. I made a mention of this for the first time back in 2003 while I was still in jail for another issue. And I thought I would be on death row. I myself, Peter Alexander Cherneff, am one of 3 people that have witnessed ritualistic murders of children during the 80s up here during the 80s. The other one is David Scherter, and the third person is Paul Bonacci, who was made well known in the book by Senator John DeCamp, The Franklin Cover-Up.
Peter, I'm filing suit against the Bohemian Club of San Francisco. I'm calling for an injunction of the continuation of the cremation of care. I want to see the end of the satanic rituals and the sacrifice of children and the molestation of children at the Grove. Going back a period of 130 years, there may be as many as 1,300 people in bodies that have been buried there. I want a dig. I'm calling for a dig. I'm calling for the cadaver dogs to come in and the equipment that can identify bodies that have been buried underneath the ground there. Are you in favor of that?
I would be, and it would be an interesting thing to see what happens. I can tell you from past experience and what I know from other sources, also firsthand, is they go way out of their way to dispose of bodies. And but I would definitely support that. You know, I watched a couple days ago, just to check on things, I watched a little video talking about the cremation of care, and they were making light of this. Well, the cremation of care, what it is really, it's a discussion regarding population control. They're making decisions as to what group of millions of people they're going to genocide next. And we all have seen the genocides over the last 10, 15 years for anybody that's paying even a modicum of attention. I am one of 3 people that has publicly acknowledged being involved in ritualistic murder of children up in Bohemian Grove. Paul Bonacci being one of Nebraska, which you can read Senator John DeCamp's Franklin Cover-Up. It's online. And the second one is David Scherter. That's Shurter. Google davidscherter.com.
Can we use your testimony in our lawsuit against the Grove?
Absolutely. I can tell you I'm not a fan of the courts or lawyers, but if you think, and maybe there's a turn, maybe there's a spiritual turn going in our favor, and the answer is yes. And I'll show you right here what I put out. I'll read it to you as you look at it. Doug reminded me it was actually 1984. I'm not real good at remembering dates, but at the Bohemian Grove, I was involved in a rather private ritual, Catholic, Nazi, satanic in nature, a service, a working, if you will, with 9 relative unknowns at the time, so to speak. A most unique killing ritual table with 9 retractable, long, thin, sharp knives, blades.
Midsummer sets us free. You burn me once again.
Young Catholic Kevin Collins, snatched off the streets of San Francisco, was sacrificed. As he lay on the table, the knives were brought up through him. And after this, each participant, buoyed by the others, rose to prominence. Leaders of the minions, princes unto Mammon. I called it 9 knights, 9 arms, 9 blades. The participants, except for 1 or 2 I didn't mention, are Willie Brown, Arlen Specter, Barney Frank, Roger Mahoney, the LA Cardinal, Ratzinger, who's now the Pope, Robert Byrd, George Bush Sr., otherwise known as George Scherff, Scherff.
You mean Magog? That's what they call him, the man who wages war against God in the final days of earth.
Yes. And Warren Buffett, and the master of ceremonies was Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino.
So they are involved in ritual murders, satanic Luciferian.
They definitely have these during the 80s. I can't attest to what's going on there now. I believe that most of their work was in certain arenas was done at that time and prior. But a lot of the things that they've done, where they put things into motion, that we're seeing now. Our military guys that are currently serving now, we've lost 5,000 or 6,000, but more than that number have suicided.
Have they not been sacrificed essentially to Satan?
That's what's going on.
Can we use this on film?
Absolutely, you can use this on film.
I mean, this thing is just like, listen, I don't even know what to say. I truly don't know what to say. There's a bigger issue, guys. They're getting away with it. See, we thought that the Epstein files was, and let's go back to even before President Trump became the president this time around, 47. A lot of people voted for him because they believed in QAnon. They believed that, he was locking up, all the bad people, that Obama was going to be done away with, and Hillary Clinton, and crimes against humanity. And a lot of people got behind him. We even seen a lot of, YouTubers, like even Black YouTubers, who they really turned MAGA because they thought there was something that they could get behind, that somehow the children would be protected, that somehow like the injustice of the world would be corrected. That's why a lot of people got behind Trump. And then you had all of the churches getting behind him. Now we know why the churches got behind him, because as I outlined in yesterday's video, they also answer to the same order. That religion is one of the tools that, that Baal uses to, to take over people and organizations. And then we had the Epstein files come out, and they're horrible, but not so horrible for people to go and riot. But nevertheless, they'll go riot for ICE. And I'm not saying that that's not a real issue, because it is a very big issue. It's a major issue, how certain people are being treated. But the problem is, I just think that it's kind of like what Candace Owens said. I just thought, when she said Erica Kirk would care more, I mean, I just thought that humanity would just care more. When you hear they're eating babies, they're sucking on blood and baby bones, and the president, George Bush Sr., was there. And then now this guy says the freaking Pope was there, and all of these elite people. I just thought we would care more. And now the bigger issue, remember what I said, they're punishing us because we asked for the Ep files. See, they thought we would just want symbolic change and not actually get tangibles, but we actually wanted tangibles, something that we can see. And so now the Rothschilds are at it again, and it's the same play. The moment they do enough dirt in the old system, they have to crash that system, because you're no longer asleep, you're awake. So now they have to bring a new system, which Trump is calling the golden age, but it won't be golden for everyday folks. It's just going to be golden for the people that are at the top. And this is why he sort of switched that like a year ago and is calling it the new expanded consciousness, right? Instead of the golden age, because when he got taken over, because he was taken over, and now he also has the Baal energy inside of him, then that whole thing was tainted. It was that timeline is gone. It's not happening. And I know there's a lot of people still heavily MAGA, still hoping that their savior is coming, because a lot of people looked at Trump like the savior, but he's not coming, because he's gone. It is a demon in the seat, in the driver's seat, leading people to hell. And the worst part about it is, it's the people who can't get off of the train are going to go down with the ship, because they have to be right, even in their ignorance, even in their death. If this thing takes them to the grave, as long as they can say that I was right. No, you have to jump off this ship. Give yourself grace. Jump off this ship because the timeline is splitting. And in fact, we're at war and we got source on our side. That's the truth. And it always had to get to this point for people to, not to say that you have to believe in any one particular God or anything, but I think there's a collective calling for truth. And so we don't just get truth about one thing. Everything's everything. We get truth about all things. And through the oppression and the suppression during this time, we will get the truth about source. We will get the truth about the Christ. We will get the truth about all things. So, okay, sorry, I'm reading some comments here. Okay, so let's just go into this so we can learn a little bit more. It's at this point, guys, it's like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say because it doesn't matter how much more we unravel this thing to find out, oh, we want to find out every little detail. That's not going to matter. The whole thing is that we're at war and humanity is still asleep. So I just don't understand. It's like, can we just all collectively agree that we're at war so that we can fight, so that we can prepare, so that we can finally win? That's all that I'm trying to say.
In this video, we're going to be talking about the Bohemian Grove ritual, also known as the cremation of care. What a ritual actually is, how it alters consciousness, and how the same mechanism is quietly implemented into our daily lives. This is quite unsettling because once you understand how the ritual works, you begin to see how behavior, morality, and perception are programmed into us over time. So this is a quite deep lecture. You may have to connect some dots because I'm going to speak in a certain way. So you know why. A ritual is not defined by robes, chants, or location. A ritual is repetition with intent. Anything repeated consistently is absorbed by the subconscious mind because the subconscious mind responds to cycles. Just how we have day and night, summer, winter, the universe works in cycles, and so does our mind. The subconscious does not reason or judge. It does not say, is this true? Should I accept this? It records patterns over time. These patterns become programs. These programs begin to suggest thoughts into our conscious mind. The conscious mind believes those thoughts are its own. Behavior changes, decisions changes, reality changes and follows. This is how a ritual alters consciousness. It alters the subconscious mind. And what alters the subconscious mind alters and suggests thoughts into the conscious mind. And the conscious mind is the decision maker of our actions, feelings, and our reality pretty much. So the subconscious mind is what we're working with inside a ritual. We do rituals every single day. So let's not get this demonized, okay? Just to say, we do rituals every day. Every time you wake up and brush your teeth, that is a ritual. Every time you pray, if you pray, that is a ritual. Emotionally react to repeatedly, or what you conditionally over time, unknowingly. If you listen to affirmations once, ritual is about desensitization, watching something repeatedly, accepting it, normalizing it, allowing emotional response to topic. It is about the removal of the inner care, empathy, and the moral resistance. This cremation of care ritual, it's in the name, cremation of care, destroying care. Specifically, it targets the feminine aspect of consciousness, compassion, nurture, moral sensitivity, our heart center, by repeatedly witnessing acts of destruction. Now, that's not me saying they're doing anything, but you know what I'm trying to say. Watching something that's very gruesome or doing something you know is wrong, or either watching it, what this ritual does, the observer learns to suppress emotional response. Good and evil blur. Conscience slowly erodes after you watch this ritual. To operate without conscience is not an accident. It is a requirement for participation in certain orders of power. Certain orders or secret societies need you to operate on their level of consciousness, because in order to be in a part of a satanic or a evil secret order, you have to be very, very selfish. They have to turn your consciousness into a satanic consciousness, where you only think, feel, and act about yourself and the brotherhood, not caring for the rest of humanity. And that's what true Satanism is, by the way, people. Satanism is about worshiping the ego, only caring, thinking, and feeling about yourself, which is the opposite of our natural state of consciousness. Our natural state of consciousness is obviously being loving, caring, helping others, being a community. That is our natural state. But a satanic consciousness is only thinking, feeling, and acting towards myself, my ego, at the cost of other people's expenses. That is what true Satanism is. The word Satan means adversary. Comes from the Hebrew term shaitan, which means adversary or opposer. It is the opposing the natural order of consciousness, which God encoded into our awareness. So in order to join a satanic order, you have to operate from a satanic consciousness. So what they do, they won't tell you this, but they will slowly expose you to things that destroy your sense of care, your sense of humanity, your sense of knowing what is right and wrong through ritual abuse. Again, this is all speculation. I am not presenting facts here. Read between the lines. To enter a closed system of influence, consciousness must align with the system, with that order. That alignment requires a psychological conditioning. You cannot participate in the structure that act without moral restraint while maintaining a sensitive conscience. Something must be burnt away. The old self must be killed off to be reborn. That's what initiation is. All creation demands destruction. This is what the ritual represents. Not the destruction of care in theory, but a gradual removal of care in practice. A gradual desensitization of your heart. Think about this for a second. Video games. As a child, the only video games that are pretty much available to you are
Okay, one of my subscribers sent that to me, but that may be just a little deep for, I don't know, my audience. I'm not exactly sure. But guys, I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't know what to say. What are we doing all this for? Nothing is getting done. I mean, obviously, like, you know, us light workers, we're doing the work. We're changing the things that we can change. But this thing is so heavily imprinted in the psyche. So this is what the video was about. Like, the thing about it is, guys, here's the sick part about the whole thing. Here's the sick part about the whole thing is that they have programmed us. Like he was saying, they have desensitized us. But not only that, in the video games, it's actually just within the law. Even you see what's happening with ICE. No one cares because we have been desensitized. We have been changed. I never know when I just pop on here, I never know the way the video's going. You know, those are a few things that some of my subscribers sent to me. Thank you so much. But the bigger issue is what truly, truly I want to let us know is that they have changed our DNA to be like theirs. And so what I'm really truly saying is, and this is the truth that maybe people are not ready to hear, that we also have that same DNA. You know how Jeffrey Epstein was keeping a list, sending emails to himself, and why all these records? And then on Anthony Weiner's laptop, it was insurance policy. They keep videos, and P. Diddy had all the videos with everyone else. They keep videos on each other. Oh my God, y'all, this is deep. Hold on. Hold on. This is what source is saying. Just like they keep videos on each other, so that way if they'll have a get out of jail ticket, because it's like, I can blackmail you if you tell on me, right? Well, that's kind of what they do in our justice system. Is it's everything's fake. It's not put in place to keep you safe. No, it's the same. It's a mirroring system. It's put in place so that they always have something on you. Oh, I got your rap sheet. So if they want to go pick you up 15 years later, something you did when you were 18, you get where I'm going with this? They always have something on us because that is their MO. These are the things of why it's you can't figure out how do we break out of the system. They implanted the system inside of us. They've encoded our DNA. How do you encode someone's DNA? Well, you have your DNA, right? Your mother's father's DNA, your ancestral DNA. You have your cosmic DNA, your celestial DNA, but you can encode a program on top of someone's DNA. One way you can do it is through epigenetics. So just like in yesterday's video, when Source was saying about the German people, the reason why the reptilians, which are these people that are in Israel, the same people that are wrapped up in the Bohemian Grove, the same people in the medical industry who need the blood. Every time you do this and that, you got to send them more blood. The reason why they were able to attach themselves to the German people, it's not the German people. They impeded the German people because the German people are already lowered in frequency because of hardships that they were facing as a collective. So they took it upon themselves to cloak. And when they cloaked inside of the German people, they colluded the bloodline. But it's the same thing. They've done this with everyone. We got to go back and zone out throughout history. They've been doing this. They have been always doing sacrifice. This is why there needed to be floods and a reboot and a redo. And, maybe even the flood was the reset. It's kind of what I'm getting now. I don't really I like structured stuff, but I'm a channeler and this is when I just get into it. The other stuff is cool, but this is the stuff I have to stick to what it is that I know. And so they encode this on our DNA through epigenetics. So if back in the day, all of those hardships that your ancestors face, it's still within you. And if you are put in the same environment, if you're put in a petri dish and fed the same trauma that your ancestors were fed, then epigenetics tells us that you are likely to act that out that's in your DNA. So what they do is they encode their sick acts on us. So the people partaking in the Bohemian Grove stuff, I'm not saying that they're all bloodline related, but at the very least, a lot of them have been encoded and encoded and encoded. And in fact, they have encoded us with this stuff. It's hidden in plain sight. Even in little kids' video games, it's all subliminals. If you look at all the Disney movies, for kids, they are encoding your DNA from a child, and they call it what? Entertainment. Entertainment. That's what their entertainment is about, is to enter you and to tame you. This is what I'm saying. So this is how they encode on our DNA, changing us from the original 12-strand DNA. Remember the crisis number 13. They do it through simulation. I was going to say, and also through simulation, the simulation that we're in. So our DNA has absolutely been encoded with disgustingness. The only way out is healing. Because we're at war. Some people, they don't think that we are. How do you get out of it? You go inside, because guess what? If you go inside, you can fix what they encoded on your DNA. And that's why some people, you have thoughts about stuff. You never have those thoughts. You're like, where are these thoughts coming from? Why am I thinking these sick things? It's because they encoded on your DNA through subliminals, through the putting out fear bombs, through the simulation that we're in. We don't even have access to the entire earth. We have access to about 35% of the lands that are true earth. We don't even have access to that. Look how we are in a petri dish. This is what this whole thing has made me understand. We are in a petri dish, and there's someone from above that you guys are calling God. It's a lesser God. It's Yaldabaoth. We're in a petri dish. Someone, or in a fish bowl, someone from above is calling the shots. When can I give them a little bit of fish food? Because we're underwater, right? You realize that the skies above you, we've already said this in the psychic investigation, is actually water. We're underwater. We have to actually, when we get out of the water, we get out of the simulation. And see, this is multidimensional. How do we do that? We have to birth ourselves anew. That's what Source is saying. This is my jam, when I can just channel Source consciousness. And when you're underwater, you can't see above unless you awaken here. You are at their mercy. They need food. They need this. Every so often, they'll pop a fake fish or two to see how everyone responds to it, or a mutation to see if the other fish will get the mutation too. When are we going to stop being experimented on? That's what this is. Because if you can look at all this, if humanity can look at all of this stuff, the things that they said they wanted, but when they finally got it, they looked at him like, oh, they're eating babies and drinking blood. How nice. Lost humanity much? It's because there's no more humanity, because they encoded our DNA with their Moloch frequency. They muddied our DNA with the extreme greed. The things that they introduce cause people to have extreme greed, and then that makes you a vibrational match to bow. When you do dark things for money, that's what Source is saying. When you do illegal things for money or dark things for money, you are working with Baal. When you do dark things to children, then you are feeding Moloch. They encoded our DNA with their sickness, their disease, so that they could have records. They put those people in jail who do those things. They have a rap sheet so they can have something on you. Baby, not just for this life. No. See, that's playing checkers and not chess. They're not trying to hold that against you in this life, although it may seem like it. No, baby, this is when it gets deep. It's when you take this with you, because it's part of your record, your DNA. The energy will never die. It goes with you. Then they use it against you. You got the archons waiting at the portal when you pass away. Then they bring out the rap sheet. You know, sometimes they call it a life review. They bring the rap sheet out and read it off to you. Then you get back into the fishbowl. When you got free, you were free, but then you came back into the fishbowl. And the cycle continues. What we're looking at is DNA. It's the DNA of the depraved people or entities, really. First, they colluded themselves into the German bloodline and into different pockets, different bloodlines. For some reason, they felt that they could hide there. And then they propped themselves up. Guys, I'm going to say something that I've been thinking for a few days now. I'm just going to say it as source gives it to me. This is how I feel now. What do I want to get more confirmation? Yes, because it's a big thing. A lot of this stuff in the Bible, in the Torah, in the Quran is just part of their game. They prop themselves up in high places, so they have to rewrite history because the Bible is a history book, and put themselves as God's chosen people. But everyone is God's chosen people because, here's the catch. Here it is. See, because Yeshua, Jesus says he's not the father of this humanity. This is what he said in a channeling session. Satan is the god of this world, and we know it. And that's why, guys, they get away with it, because this earth is Satan's playground. But what he calls himself is the surrogate father. So he came here to shepherd us, to show us the way. He became the surrogate father to lead people out of the desert, out of captivity. But when they put themselves in that high place, you know what I'm getting the vibe now? And they say they're God-chosen people. They're not talking about the same God we're talking about. They're talking about the Satan, these deities that they serve. That is what they're talking about. There are two gods happening in the Bible. There's two energy signatures happening. One energy signature where it's okay to sleep with underage women. It's okay to kill children. It's okay to sacrifice. Do you really think, let's just be so for real now. Do you think that source God, the light, would want you to sacrifice children? Why would source allow those children to be born? Why not just not have them born, and then there's no need to sacrifice them? Because we're not asking why. If you know deep in your heart that what I'm saying sounds more right than not, and trust me, I don't want to be right on this one. But the thing is, if you're doing the same thing and you're getting the same result, at some point, you gotta ask the questions. Same questions we've been asking in the psychic investigation. You gotta kind of ask yourself, why? Why blood sacrifice is okay? God never said that. I'm sorry. I don't think, I know God ain't never said that. That's them. They put that in there because they want to encode your DNA. Because if they encode you with the sickness that they have, then you'll always be their slave, not just in this life, but forever. Because the only way you truly can truly go back to source is when you complete all of it. It means you have experienced the up and the down, the black and the white, the right and the wrong, and all of this. And then you do the healing work to transcend all of it. And you leave their world behind. Most people will not do it because it's too hard. I've been on my healing journey. I've been on my walk for over 20 years. And I'm still going. The walk uphill is serious, right? It is daily. It is constant. And most of the time, the walk uphill, guys, causes you to leave everything. Like, I guess I'm trying to explain to you guys what it takes to leave this paradigm behind. You have to leave it all. Anything that is truly for you will come back. Anything that is truly for you, when you get to the top of the mountain, it will be waiting for you. It will all be given back to you because you were once in a position of a peasant because you had a low self-concept, or you could not see higher because you're in the valley. We're stuck in a valley. We are stuck in a valley, and we got to climb to the top of the hill in order to see the truth, because we have to get to the true perspective. Humanity doesn't have perspective. Getting the Epstein files is not perspective. Breaking down the psychic investigation with Erica Kirk, that she's evil, is not perspective. It's a way there, but it's not the goal. We haven't got to goal yet. And this is probably what I should have did for the cosmic ministry, but I think Source is just gearing me up to really put my heart into the cosmic ministry. That ain't perspective. Listening to the bombshell of the tea that Candace Owens drops, and she's great at what she does. It's still not perspective, but it's a way there. Remember, her and Charlie put a tear in our reality. The tear just allows you to have the portal so that you can get out. But you still have to get out of the valley and climb up the mountain to gain perspective. And in some regards, I don't even have all the perspective. I think we're going to be shocked when we climb out of the valley. And I'm going to tell you guys, it feels like what's in the valley with us is everything they gave to us. And we've outlined this. It's religion. It's a system of lies and control. And I'm so sorry. I think it's demonic. Not the churches, not the beautiful people who give. And I think Christians, true Christians, are, man, some of the most giving, loving people. They will love you so hard that it'll make you sick how much they'll love you. But the organization at the core is part of the demonic system to keep you in the valley. The very thing, and it's kind of crazy, it's a catch-22, because the very thing that they give to us so that we can have some hope to get out of the fishbowl is the same thing that keeps you down, anchored down, because you believe that someone's coming to rescue you. So you never form arms to swim. You never form legs. You just keep waiting and saying, it's someone else's problem. Someone's coming. I know someone's coming to get me out the fishbowl. Guys, if we have to think logically, if Yeshua Jesus could save you forever and ever, and you never have to come back and do any other work by yourself, Solely it's up to him to save your soul. Surely it's just up to him to cleanse you when you hadn't even tried to cleanse yourself. How do people keep getting reincarnated then? Have we asked ourselves that? And this is coming from someone who does this for a living. I once had a client who went through 7 different lives. And every time she got to the end of one life, she would be back being reborn. She's like, oh, I'm being reborn again. We go back through another life. She's like, I'm being reborn again. We go back through another life. I'm like, what's happening now? And I'm being reborn again. I didn't have the heart to tell her. This was many years ago. I didn't have the heart to tell her that she's a looper, an NPC. And it doesn't mean that NPCs don't have soul, but they're still in the valley. And even these little nuggets that people are giving out, they never actually get that. There's only one way out of this, guys, is in. It's duality. You have to go inside to get out. Because the outer world reflects the inner world. So if we're seeing the Moloch and the rituals and the Rothschild rebooting the system, the New World Order, what do you think's happening on the inside? Your DNA has been tainted. I'm here to tell you. I know that it has because I work with source codes. I've been on my own healing journey. Your DNA has been tainted. But we can fix it. When we rise up, we take ourselves back, then we can fix our DNA. It's an individual ascension, ascension, but a collective rising. And to answer the question, you can't truly leave this world behind until everyone is on the same accord, because everything is everything. Because we are truly just one collective soul body. The fragmentation was part of the deception. There isn't any such thing as being fragmented. We're only one consciousness, one soul, one love, one band, one sound. That's who we are. And so the very fact that we're still worrying about Democrat and Republican is a massive problem to our rising. Because we all have to leave together. And so this is why the reincarnation is allowed to happen, because they're dealing in fragmentation. We are dealing within source vibration, which is oneness and wholeness. We can't come back and leave part of ourselves, even if the person looks different than you, even if they've done, things you don't agree with. We can't go back home and leave part of ourselves here. So this is why the simulation is allowed to continue. It's a pickle. It's a pickle for sure. It is a pickle. So I wanted to bring us out of the fishbowl so we can start walking up to the peak of the mountain for the true perspective. What's on the peak? What's on the peak? Well, it's the other lands that they say have drowned. No, they just shifted. Atlantis is still there. Lemuria is still there. All of the newfound lands on the other side of the ice wall, it's all still there. The magical lands, it's all still there. Your true, this is not even your original body. This body is what Source told me, a Satan body. Even, do you know part of your organs? The reason why you have certain organs now is to spy on you. This is how deep this thing goes. I learned that in a client session. Sometimes when you go and you get transplants, especially if you're chosen one, they know who we are, guys. They've been tracking us since before you were born. If you go and get a transplant, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. We've had tech in the body before. It's just that now they'll be able to do it to more of the masses. So I'm just trying to let you guys in on the bigger thing of what's going on. Because guys, the Bohemian Grove is only doing what is said that was done in the Old Testament. Am I right? The Bohemian Grove is only doing what they did during the Old Testament. The people at the Bohemian Grove is only doing what they did in ancient Egypt, in ancient Iraq, which is ancient Mesopotamia. So what has changed? So I don't even think, now I understand why humanity is desensitized. Maybe they don't understand it, but on a subconscious level, just like, the video said, we've been primed for lifetimes. Some might say eons. Even if you're with your voice, you can say, oh man, I hate this, I deeply care. But your body, because your body is a Satan body, because of the mutations that they've done along the way, because this is Satan's world. What we have here ruling the show is the lesser God. And the lesser God, and the reason why I already know we're in the lesser God, because there isn't any such thing as being separate. Duality is a tool to keep you in their system, their fishbowl. Once you truly return back to source and spirit and in truth, duality goes away. And we get the karmic retribution instantly, because the karmic retribution, an eye for an eye, not an eye for an eye, but it's like that thing. What you put out is what you get back, whatever they call that. It's a form of duality, but you don't have to actually, the duality is instant. So in this, what they're calling the golden age, sources calling it the new expanded consciousness. And what this means is it's a transcendence from duality. So in order to truly go there, you have to look at this thing, the Bohemian Grove and the Epstein files, and just say, oh, they just doing what the lesser God has been doing for years. Because part of it too is when they get you now wrapped up, we're now in their disgusting world, even though they've already encoded this on our DNA. But in a way, do you guys kind of see what's happening? The more you try to oh yeah, I'm gonna stick it to them, I'm gonna pull this up, I got you, is the more you're now looped back around. Because the matrix is a game of circles. It's circles inside of circles inside of circles. And I already told you how they created the circles. It's through the mutation of the cross. So if the cross was mutated, then what do you think your DNA? It was also mutated. And how did we get the mutation? And I'm just going to tell you this. How did we get the mutation? I've had 2 clients, and interesting enough, both of them were Sophia. Both of them had a run-in with Yaldabaoth. The mutation came from this. I know they say we live in a man's world, but the truth about it is, and this was at least 3 eons ago, this was before creation now. This happened before this creation. Let that sink in. Before this creation, there was a primordial feminine energy that ruled. And she kind of ruled with an iron fist when she became aware of her power. Through this energy that people are calling Sophia, they remembered that. And actually, they wanted the power for themselves. So this thing called Yaldabaoth actually captured part of the essence. Now, this story, you may hear this story a different way, but I'm telling you from the experience I had with the 2 clients. Captured her essence, and then they had something in their hands called matter. This is how the material world was formed. And from that day forward, when I saw my client session, the feminine, she was flowy before. There was nothing holding her back. She was just free flowing. She had chains, neck, like a chastity belt, all of these things on. How are they getting away with all of this, you may ask? How did they do this? How did they create the matrix? How do we get out? I'm here to tell you that they've captured the primordial waters, which is, mother source. It's an essence of that. So, and that is where the mutation came from, because she was never to be in a chastity belt. She was never to be enslaved, enchained. The energy was to be free flowing. And this is how we get slavery to this day. And in fact, they have to have slavery. We'll never get rid of it, because it is exactly how this creation was formed. So when they captured her, now they had matter. This is how matter was formed. And then gravity was a deceptive tool to lower her into the 3D, so that these beings that were sentient here, that fell from Lyra, some of these reptilian and other different beings that rule the world that fell from Lyra and were taken here and trapped here as prisoners of war. When they were able to get a hold of that, I'm channeling this. And the reason why they went after the feminine flow is because, like I said before, she ruled. And when she became aware of herself, she ruled with an iron fist. And when they were able to catch part of her essence, because I think that she's the one that sanctioned them down here to these realms. They will tell you a different story and tell you that she wanted to, create without father source, and then she created a monster, and then, the monster, became Yaldabaoth and the lesser god, but that's only half true. The truth of the matter is, no. She was the ruler before creation, the creation And when they caught her off guard one day, an essence of her, a remnant of her, and when they took that, they had something so powerful that it was able to create matter, able to produce fake gravity to hold the matter down into place so that they could operate with some sort of sense of power and control. And so the conundrum we find ourselves in is that going deeper into the rabbit hole will not produce getting out of the valley. The trick is, the deeper you go into the rabbit hole, the more you're in the valley, simply because the more time you spend in the disgusting Bohemian Grove. These are for the people who are not aware. They're just like, oh my God, this is the end all be all. No, it's a trick. So when you listen at the content, you have to understand, you have to separate, you are the observer from, the information you're finding out. So the more you get into the rabbit hole, the more you stay in the valley. When in truth, we're being called to flee to the mountains. You rise up in consciousness. And in order to do that, you have to go inside to do that. And it's all goes back to the healing. Because the Bohemian Grove and Epstein, and truly, it doesn't even matter. Because they're just doing all the same things that they wrote in the biblical text. They already told you they were going to do these things. And so now when you look at some of these things, it has the caricature of a demon. I have to say it. Because at some point, we're going to just be able to use our own mind. And some people, they will go and pass every test, right? But if you put this on a test because they've been heavily religionized or whatever you call it, that if you were to say this, on a test, who harmed the children in the Old Testament, or who did this, and even if you put God as A, B, or C, or D, they would never be able to choose it, because there's something with humanity when it's a part of the ego consciousness that even if you know something's right, but if it goes against yourself in any way, that you will deflect. And that's also part of keeping us in the valley when we're being called to flee to the mountains. So until we know this truth and unravel the, honestly, the religion, because that's my next thing. And Source told me this was going to happen. When we expose the Israel lie, now here's your cue to unravel this thing we call religion, because in truth, it's hiding God from you. You're only getting the lesser God. And the lesser God is Yaldabaoth. The lesser God is Baal and the minions like Moloch. And I hate to say it, but that's just me. That's how I get it. So everything is still everything. And the only way out is further in. Because when you change and recode yourself through reprogramming the subconscious mind, we've been programmed since day one. Even before you came in here, you were programmed to even come back. And then you were programmed by the trauma of your parents. And then you were programmed by, the children at school, the teachers, the Disney movies, and all of this. Do you even know who you are? Are you just one big program bot too? That's just a question that we can ask ourselves when you get ready to go on your own soul pilgrimage. And it means that, trust me, guys, when I went on my journey, I left the world behind. I had to leave behind everything. My life, my belongings, my marriage, I had nothing. I literally didn't even have money for food. This wasn't even that long ago. But that's the thing. This is why most people won't make it up the mountain, because you have to leave everything. You have to leave it all behind. And sometimes you got to get out at, at midnight and you have nothing but the clothes on your back, guys, but that's okay. When you're guided by true source, which is inside, because I'd already did my own work, you know that your sustenance comes from the journey, because it teaches you. Not like what this is just a big reveal and bombshell. People's nervous systems ain't even prepared to handle this information. That's why it's going over their head when they read, oh, the Epstein files and babies and drinking blood and sacrifice. They can't take that in. So that's why it's not a big deal for them, because they're not even wired yet. They haven't even done enough work yet to even receive that. So they don't even, that doesn't even register. It just goes right over their head, and they just go back to work, go eat their bologna sandwich and do the same thing. I'm just saying. You guys. And I'm just on a soapbox this evening, and that's okay, because I want to do the videos that I like to do. Because at some point, somebody has to just say it. Somebody has to say it. And I've always been slightly ahead, just slightly. And I think there's a lot others that are slightly ahead as well, and even further than myself, of course. But I have to say it now that religion will fall, because it's hiding God from you. I've been saying it, but now is the time. It's hiding God from you, when in fact their whole system was built off of your true essence. And so what they do is they do the old 1-2 switcheroo and make you believe that you are of the lower vibration and that they are the higher. But that's not true. That's not true. Truth will see you through. The light is truth. So I'm just telling you guys about my own walk. And you guys know, I lived in Hollywood for 14 years. I worked in TV and in music, and I've been in rooms with billionaires and millionaires, and like, they yet still did not. I just knew somehow these people don't possess what it is that I have, even though it appears that they have a lot. I just knew in my spirit, I said, they don't possess what I have. Even if I couldn't articulate it at that time. Even as a child, I always felt special. Even I'll ask my siblings, there's a few of my siblings who say they always felt special, like they were different, like in a way where they superseded this earth, kind of special. And I always felt that way. And I didn't know anyone else felt that way. And these just so happen to be the ones of my siblings that are spiritual, really spiritual. Because that's the true word of God. It's already been pressed into your heart. And the word is a living word. The word is a living water. This stuff is a dead energy. Why do you think they needed a New Testament? What happened? Why would the Old Testament didn't work? It stopped working? God's word stopped working? No. I'm starting to get the vibe that it wasn't from God. Not the true source God. I'm getting the vibe it's from the lesser God that wants the blood of the babies and the skulls and the sacrifices that they're still doing today. That's what I think. And everyone on the world stage is an agent provocateur. To sum this video up, it's about the purification of the 12-strand DNA. I think I've been saying it. It's about your journey, your soul pilgrimage, your own journey. It's about leaving everything behind. This is how you get the promised land. The promised land is nothing material. I was really called to do this. And I'm also really called right now in this moment to do a clearing for the collective. And the other clearing and kind of collective body scan I did the other day really helped someone. Someone emailed me, a few people, and said the message was for them. They even felt lighter after. Because this is the way out, is when you heal. I'm going to do this in a moment. Let me say this. There's some weird person getting into the comments. I don't know who this, what do you mean? I don't know. I know who it is. And it's just like, this is when you know that you are making an imprint. See? You see what we're doing here? We're imprinting, removing and restructuring what was encoded. The encode is an overlay. The imprint is within. I am imprinting humanity with something of substance. Because haters don't just pop out until you start doing something right. There are a lot of people that will bot out in this 11th hour. They don't understand it. It's because they have the same energy that we're talking about, the Bao, the Moloch. It's running through their vein and it's strong. And even though I'm here to tell you guys, we all have this same energy running through us, it's from the mutation. But we can choose to reject it. And as you reject it, you start to imprint new instructions for humanity. And then you purify the 12-strand DNA, giving you access to the Savior you've been looking for, because the Christ is the light that governs the whole. The Christ ain't just coming for one person here, one person there, one person there. No, that's not how it works. Because anyone that understands source, we are a collective. We are one whole. Their system deals in fragmentation. Their system deals in delusion, in distortions, in lies, in cloaking, in encoding false information. There isn't anything in their system that is of light. It's all a lie. And I'm so sorry to say, but the same lie and destruction and mutation, I find that to be all over in the Old Testament. So is it truly your God that wrote that? Or is it the lesser God that wants to make it okay subconsciously for you to go through such torment so that they can keep their blood supply and their meat supply? Because otherwise they will not be able to survive without the consumption of the true children of Source. Source's children are being eaten. We are codes of consciousness that they are consuming. That's one of their ways. This is the rabbit hole, guys. Not that other stuff. That stuff, it just gives us a, just gives us a little bit of like an opening. But the real rabbit hole is this stuff. Because what I'm diving in here, most people won't even watch this video because they're not ready for this. They're not ready for the gnosis that actually frees them to be a free man and free woman. They're not ready for that. They still want the circles and the loops. They still want to be separate. They still want to be Democrat, Republican. They still looking to be chosen by these people. This is all Babylon 3.0. And all of this was done, the whole nest egg, this whole matrix was when they suppress the feminine flow of source. So part of us, and that's why the feminine has been in bondage ever since. So if you want to shake things up, activate the divine feminine. Take yourself back and her power. I saw her power in the session today, and she is mighty. She's fierce. Now I understand why they're afraid. They should be afraid. And so women, divine feminines, we will do a lot of this work in the cosmic ministry. Because when we do not cower and do not shut our light off, we actually bring back the true equilibrium, not just within ourselves, but within the collective soul body. And this is how we get out of the matrix. Because remember when they turned that the original K, because Christ was originally spelled with a K, they mutated it into the X and then into the cross. And they used gravity and all of the manipulation to do the mutation. It's leaning back 33 degrees. Something about the gravitational pull. When we free ourselves from the chains, it gets us free from the mutation, is what I'm saying. This is the true rabbit hole, not the other stuff. That stuff is for children still, who still need milk. They will be recycled again. This is for the people, the ones of us who know that we're in a cycle and a loop and we want to be free. These are the people that I'm here for, that I'm being called to raise higher as I continue to raise myself higher. All right, let's get ready for the healing here. And the demonic umbilical cord, yes. When they just cut it off, you ain't even finished getting fed. Spiritually, you're getting fed from source. This is crazy. I didn't know this video was going to be like this, because I'm just like, why can't I do this anymore? Because none of this matters. Your Epstein files doesn't matter. Bohemian Grove doesn't matter. But because if you go to church on Sunday and you accept it from the God, then of course you're going to accept it from Erica Kirk. You're going to accept it from all of the presidents that are all related. And everybody's sleeping together, and the men is women and the women is men and all this stuff. You will accept it. If you can't see through that truth, that's where we are. If you can't see the parallel between the two, then how do you expect to ever go higher? You're just gonna keep looping. So in that regards, most people are loopers. Most people are loopers. Because is it more probable that the person or the being that needs the blood and the constant supply of fresh meat wrote that in than the actual true source God? when the person that needs the actual supply is the person in control of everything. I did a channeling with God, not Jesus, the true source God, the masculine presence. And you know what he told me? You haven't met me yet, because guess what? When you meet me, my love, when I really truly get off of this throne, when I truly move, it will cause destruction across the entire world, because my love is a force. When he just moves one hand, it's a force. It will crumble everything. This is how I know we're not dealing with the true Father God. Put some respect on his name. We have not dealt with him. This is why you have the waters inside of your body. Because the waters is Mother Source's gentle corrections, her loving flow, her knowledge. So this is why you're born with water. Why? We ask questions, right? As it outlines in the Cosmic Bible. The reason why is because Father God cannot come down here, because he's too rough. This whole thing would just crumble. So he sent Mother's waters, imparted the waters inside of you. Thought that would be enough to carry you, but did not account for these demons that have hijacked even your spirit consciousness, even your waters. If we don't have good water to drink, we can't purify the waters that we already have. You're born with spiritual waters. That is supernatural water that you're born with. Supernatural information. And that's why they cut the umbilical cord. They don't want you being supernatural. When people get in my comments, they don't want me being supernatural, and they don't want you learning how to be supernatural, because they're still on demon time. Because there's a part of them that really truly resonates with the Moloch Bao timeline, and that the demon inside of them does not want the correction that we are bringing here. They don't want it. All right, let's get ready for the healing. All right, guys, let's get ready for the healing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to feel into the collective energy field, and I'm going to start rambling out some things, and you might resonate with it. And this is what we're going to do. So it's going to be light language channeling with an energy medicine channeling for you guys. You know what's so funny? See, here's the thing. And this is how, like, no one can tell me I'm not working for Source, because Source told me to go into the cosmic ministry and do a video tonight. I didn't listen to the calling. What does Source do? Source turns this into the cosmic ministry video. So if you want to know what the cosmic ministry is going to be like, the videos, this is what it's going to be like. I'll keep the 3D stuff. I'll keep it cute and for the 3D people. But for the ones of us who really want to go higher, this is what you're going to get. So Source told me to go in the Cosmic Ministry Patreon and do this. And so it doesn't matter. Source's word will be heard. Doesn't matter if you say no. When you work for Source, it will always happen as Source has ordained it to happen. Thank you, Source. Okay. So guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. So this is the end of, the rant and the broadcast. And if you want to stick around for the next 10-15 minutes for our collective healing, you are welcome to do so, because I'm here to tell you that it's going to be good. All right, I'm going to use light language. So if you're new to this is very similar to what people say speaking in tongues, right? If you come from the Baptist church, right? But in this new timeline, a lot of people call it light language. What it is a spiritual language where I'm using this and I'm channeling. So if I'm in a client session and some of their ancestors are coming through, my light language will change into their ancestral tongue, right? So it will come through African or Arab or Guinness Yiddish or and then German or with whoever I'm working with. or Native American comes through a lot, indigenous, like, so this is what we're going to do today. So everyone just get comfortable where you are and just put your phones down and just breathe into this vibration. Everyone take a very big, deep breath in, expand that chest, all of your spiritual centers, and exhale out, collapsing and releasing those shoulders, the stress on those shoulders. Para simburu sumani, umbusandeti, imburu sopate nere humbara simbosata. Imburu sutani de timburu suta, lamburu sunambura sata. Umbara sata amburusutu, imburusutu tumarasatin de buta, barurutu, 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 umbara santa. Somebody has been doing their own healing work, and you are about to remove a attachment, an entity. Someone has been doing their own healing work, and you are about, because when I go barurutu, barurutu, that's me removing the cords, and normally I'm like 3/4 through the session. So there is someone or someones that have been doing your own spiritual work, and you are literally almost done pulling out this energy inside of you, and I'm hearing even within your bloodline. So let me assist you with that. And deep breath in. There's energy on the left side of your head. Bamburu sutina de sembosa, imboa sanireti, imborosa de rambusa de rambosata, bupatina de rambusunirati, imborosutunga sapota, bamburu sutum, barusum, and you needed to release the cords. This is how the entity is attached, right? So I'm going to focus right here on the forehead. So I'm going to send a telepathic impression to the forehead, or possibly even to the third eye. And just take a very big, deep breath in. And open mouth release here. Let it out. Bambura sandireti. Humburusutu. Himburusuneta. Limbo sanwota. Umburusuna. Mirusunere kumburasata. Mimbo samburasata. Yamburusutu. Imo sanireti. Umburasati. Ishon leramosata. Oh, someone's third eye is just throbbing. My goodness. And someone probably can feel something moving in their head. So there's a removal happening. And deep breath in. And exhale out. Release. And blow it out. And there's a release. I felt it in that forehead. Oh, I saw a witch's nail in the forehead, right? So this could be some spell work that someone did, or even it could even be collective spell work that they've done on the collective, right? Remember the Erica Kirk nail, right? It could be something like that too. So you can go and take that, how that resonates. Really all in the head here, all in the head and in the third eye, top of the head, forehead, and third eye is where I'm working. Deep breath in and release. 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 Very good. Some cords coming out. I call this the sewage coming out. Their essence is coming out. Deep breath in. And release. Murasamburu sundarapa. Musumbara sing. Muruno manasamburotane. Ambrosombrane. Mimbora singara nerambone. Ani ambo sanerambone rase. Okay, I'm seeing the person that I'm healing You have gray hair. It's short, and this may just be one of the people. So it's gray hair, but there's still kind of some black in it a little bit. And it's short. And you're maybe in your early 70s, late 60s, early 70s, but I'm getting around 72. And for the ones of you who do not have an attachment, just release the stress or anything that you want to release. Any negative thought forms, any low self-concept. Someone has pains in their right head and in their right ear. Like, I don't know if it feels stiff or it feels like there's energy in there or something stuck in there. That's what it feels like. It's a vibration in there or something, like a frequency or something. Your inner sun is turning on. This is for someone whose inner sun is turning on. Your inner sun, your knowledge, you are ascending, but you need to open up to the signal. You are ascending. If you're feeling some pains in the right ear, on the right side of the head, where it's not like, it feels like something is inside of the ear, like almost like you have an ear infection, a little bit like that. And you're hearing frequencies or you're feeling just energy there. You need to open up because you are ascending. Monosina, Burosuna, Lamburusina, Lambunasina, 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 Burasani, Bunasaneti, Bunasaneti, Hamburasa, Hamburosa, 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 Hamburosam, I think I know who this is for. You're being called to speak it too. You're being called to speak it as well, not just hear it. Because what happens is when you are to share Source's word, and you know who you are, when you are to share Source's word, if you keep it bottled up here, the whole point of why you are getting such things in the activation that you're getting in your right ear is so that you can spread the love, the vibration. You need to open up your throat chakra and speak this. Source will bless it. It will be highly blessed. You will be highly blessed and highly favored. Thank you. Carolyn, which one is for you? Was it the left side or the right side? Let me know, guys. Was this, I guess there was two things going on simultaneously. There's one on the right side, and that's the person who needs to finally open up and speak it. Stop. You're hearing the messages. You have the vibration, but it's being stuck because you're supposed to, you have to open up all of your spiritual centers, all of it. You have to speak it, right? And then the person on the left who have been doing the healing work on themselves, but you're almost there. So I just did a little to help you assist all the way, but you've been doing it. You're doing a great job, whoever you are. You are literally right there. Beautiful work. Okay. All right. So Christine Knack, 79, right side for me too. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Your left head, okay. Shaffield 441, left head, you've been doing it. This is multiple. This is for multiple ones of us. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Left side of the head, and also the spleen and heart area. Okay, yes. You've been doing it. You guys are doing it. That's what I'm telling you guys. This is an activation. That's why I'm always teaching. Like, I teach as much as I can, when I'm here, outside of, you guys come to my classes and stuff like that. But I'm teaching you, if you just tune into this, you can become your own healer. I've given away so many gems. I'm really not hiding much, from you guys, right? So you guys are doing this thing. You're being activated. I love it. 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 Okay. Let me remove. Okay. Wow. Right. Okay. Did I put that up there? Wow. Right before you started oming, I started oming out loud. We are so telepathic, Jenny. Jenny, we are telepathic. That's how it works, guys. I told you guys have it. I'm just here to activate you. I'm an activator. That's all I'm here to do. Because in truth, this stuff comes from source. I had to have someone activate me. I went to classes. I was activated. I went through that whole thing. And I'm happy now that I can activate others. Oh, you were oming too. You see, and we already spoke over the email. So you got this. You got it. You got it. Awesome. Oh, you're welcome. You guys are welcome. You guys are awesome. Right side, Carolyn. Yes, I was doing the light language just now. Yes, Sister Carolyn, you got it. You got this. You guys are so close. This is what they're afraid of. This. That's why I'm telling you, my channel has been heavily scrutinized since the day one. It's not truly about this rabbit hole because all these people go down rabbit holes. Some of them have millions of subscribers. It is not about that because they understand the rabbit hole keeps you in the matrix. That's why they'll let you talk about that. But it's this. When you switch over from masculine left brain to the right brain, feminine, oh boy, when you free that, you tap into primordial energy. That the same primordial energy that enslaved them down here because they were running amok. This is what they fear. Us going beyond creation. You becoming your own shaman and your own healer. You awakening to the source codes. Therefore, they can no longer encode the fear within your DNA. This is what they're afraid of. This right here. You guys are on top of it. I love you guys. Love you. I love you so very much. Oh, sister. Thank you, beautiful royal soul cluster. Oh, I have been experiencing a vigorous vertigo for mornings now. Wow. 2 mornings, two mornings consecutively. Wow. I hope you feel better. You felt the vibrations as well. It was great. Oh, get it, girl. Get it, girl. This is what they're afraid of, guys. Stuff like this. So, we'll get back to the foolishness, of course. But Source told me I was supposed to be in the cosmic ministry. So that's why this video is like this. Because, I work for Source. So, you can't even be disobedient even if you're trying to be. It won't work out for you. It won't work out. Oh, I cried last night. I had you on and let me see. I cried last night. I had you on and I was drifting off to sleep, but I could still hear you. And in my mind had this overwhelming sensation of love. Oh, love that I could feel in the depths of me. I cried. Oh, beautiful. You're doing this. You got this. And just listen to all this stuff I sent you in the email. Listen to all of that at night. And you're going to be, I'm telling you, you're going to be Gucci. Thank you guys so much. There's so many more messages that, I probably missed, but I wanted to save time for, for this, or Source wanted to save time for this. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And once again, guys, if you want to book your quantum telepathic hypnosis session with entity removal, past life regression, I have a February special, and it is roughly what, $100 off, right? So not the deep discount that we experienced, back in December and January, but still pretty good. The link is down below. And if you want the free 20-minute consultation to enroll in the quantum telepathic healing and psychic development course, where you're going to learn more stuff like this. And in truth, you're just going to be activated. That's what this is. I'm going to provide the tools and provide the energy. I'm going to show up with my full energy, and you are going to awaken. You're going to be shocked on how fast you awaken, because if you're attracted to this in my work, it's already within you. I solely believe that. I don't have people. The people that come to me are sent by Source. Your soul already orchestrated this. This is not just anyone coming. I've realized that some time ago, but that link is down below for the free 20-minute consultation. You can also email me for the official flyer and pricing information, guys. So Carolyn is like, I'm giggling. This is just another wonderful session. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Jenny said, I have you on a speaker. Oh God, please. You have my voice on a speaker. Oh God. And all of my pets are in a vibe right now. You said, I have you on a speaker, and all of my pets are in a vibe right now around me, all curled up, comfy, and looking at me holding my phone. Oh, you touch my pets too. Oh my God, Jenny, we're telepathic, honey, because do you know, before I came on here, I was wondering if I should start offering sessions to pets. That just came to me. Something said, I think that I'm wondering if pets have attachments or if they can see this stuff. I'm like, that is so, because pets, you can't fool. They know energy. You can't fool them. They can, if there's a bad person that walks by, they'll be growling and scratching. So I think me and you are telepathic. I truly do. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, I think I need to also heal the pets, because also too, guys, I don't know how this happened, but the pets are also too some of our loved ones' souls as well. And I know they tell you that that's not possible, but the dogs, right? I think there's something about the dogs that can still get like human consciousness, and so in that regards, I think they also need healing as well. Natalie said, well, that's great for you, but my black cat freaked out when I forcefully breathed out and ran out of the room quickly. Our pets are highly connected to us. Yes, Tracy, they are. Okay, so I have one of my friends that I activated, right, just from talking to them over the phone for several months, also brought this to my attention that they feel the energy off of people's pets, right? Like, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. They're like, no, it's not. Wait till you feel it. It's not cool. Then one day it happened to me where I was just walking, and all of a sudden I could feel the energy. The pet is holding the energy of their owner. So that may be something to look into. I don't know. Maybe Source is doing that. I don't know. But I think some of you guys as pets are holding your energy as well. So you also need to clear your pets as well. And it's a lot like children too. Be careful what you say around your pets or the mood that you're in, because they can pick up on that stuff. And they come in to hold space for you, but also too, they have a soul. So their soul somewhat is being burdened as well. And they also need, clearing as well. Yes, my dog listens to the light language. Aw. Then when I release, she tries to bite at my hair or air. Awesome. Yep. So the pets are, affected by us. When you're upset, the pets get affected. They are, because they're here to help us, but they're high level empaths. So they also need clearing too, because they have a soul, they have a journey. They come holding that stuff. And they do, they really help us out a lot. And some pets absorb our energy, whether good or bad. Absolutely. So I'm happy, guys, thank you so much, Tracy. I'm happy that you guys have resonated so much with this. And sorry, Source, when I didn't listen to you. I know I should have been in a Patreon today, but I'm going to listen next time. But I do plan on, I want to do a live. I'm going to do a live. Yeah, like a live. I can do lives in Patreon on Sunday for all membership holders. It's supposed to be just for Cosmic Ministry, but y'all know I'm always a little too giving, so I'm just going to open up the live for everyone. But moving forward, I will stick to the tiers, right? So yeah, so that's it, guys. I love you guys so very much. This was such a beautiful, beautiful session, I guess, that we just had. And healing, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And thank you guys so very much for being here this evening. I'm reading one last message here. Oh, okay. All right. You're just correcting yourself. No worries. You're so welcome. Bye, guys. Have a good one. I see your hearts. I see your heart. I see your heart, and I see your heart.